Welcome to Ruckosaurus Rex, the channel where we review and discuss all things dinosaur and other prehistoric animals. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing fine. You see what we got going on right here in front of us. This is an offering from CBS, Creative Beast Studio, their Cyberzoic line. And it's a one and twofer. One meaning it's the first offering of the 1/18 scale Dryptosaurus in the Cyberzoic line, but this is CBS's second go round with Dryptosaurus. We got that in their Beasts of the Mesozoic Tyrannosaur Series line, and it was a good one. It was definitely one of my favorite offerings then, primarily because the figure was good, but it also the species itself holds a special place in my heart because this dino was found in New Jersey. I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx. So you can understand, my elation with that an actual species of Tyrannosaur lived that close to where I'm from. I never would have imagined, they're always in the great Southwest and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And of course overseas in China and in Asia. But I never would have thought we would have a Tyrannosaur of some repute on the East Coast, but we do. Anyway, that's what we got here. It's definitely going to be a different paint scheme than what we had before, and it's part of as you can tell, the Cyberzoic line. The unit is called Gladius Prime. The type is a mount, which is basically what all of the animals are in this line. They all serve as mounts for their humanoid masters, if you will, riders. It's part of the Fire Clan. What we got here we have some artwork there on the side for you guys to see. I guess I don't have to tilt it. And then here in the rear, we have some toy photography, that upper left, and then some artwork. And you see the armor, the Gladius Prime armor for the dino. If you were to get that, they're sold separately. I'm not into that. I just want the dinosaurs. And then here, the lower right, we have the rider, Helena, a gladiator. And that, of course, is also sold separately. The read-up for Dryptosaurus is they were up to 7.5 meters or 25 feet. So this would be considered a small to mid, I would call it mid-size, a mid-size Tyrannosaur. Small to mid-size at 25 feet, considering they got up to over 40 feet. Yeah, I would, small to mid-size. Weight would be 1,500 kilograms or 3,307 pounds, which basically, simply stated, is a ton and a half. The Earth origin, USA and Mexico. So there were some that was on that part of the world too. So they were spread. Time origin, Cretaceous. The name meaning tearing lizard. And this actual figure is 16 inches long. It's 22 points of articulation. The display base with optional parts. It has the fixed pose standing legs and 3 sets of interchangeable feet. Posable wire in the end of the tail. So, it's what we're used to from Creative Beast Studio. Here's our Dryptosaurus out of packaging. You can see everything that it comes with. That was stated in the back. You see there with the figure itself. The other pair of interchangeable feet, we've got what would be considered running feet on the far left, a pair of those, and the pair next to it to our right are the steppers, as I like to call them. And then, of course, in the other clamshell, that's where the attachable tail is located, as well as the bases. We get 2 bases with this guy, so that's pretty cool. Another thing that I want to mention real quick, I'm going to do another video on it, is it's obvious that they've made improvements on this figure because they came out with an upgrade kit for the original Dryptosaurus. As you see, I've got those, and I'll do a separate video showcasing this. And well, we're going to upgrade our Beasts of the Mesozoic version. So yeah, good times are afoot. Here are the two pieces for the stands, the actual stand itself and the base that houses it. You basically just slide this in and twist it when you get it to where you want, and that's how you have that. And then you have the cup piece. This is what holds the figure up, and you poke that in there, and then you cradle it. That's basically what this is. It's a cradle. The other part I had earlier mentioned and called it two bases, but a better descriptive term would be two platforms for that singular base there. And they come with these pads there, these cushions for having them on the on whatever surface you have them on. And so basically just peel the tape off, and then the adhesive side obviously goes in there like this. Press it down to make sure, and then yeah, now you have some nice padding for your base. Of course, I'll repeat the other one off camera. The other thing that we have that I didn't show because it was on the side of the clamshell is you get the card, and I believe there was a card with the Deinonychus. I have to go back and see. Maybe there wasn't. I don't think there was, because I remember the instructions were a different kind of package, which is what's behind the card here, are the instructions for the base and how to install the tail. Back to the base, you could either, you see I've got them both there on that the platform, and you could have them both there for some great stability. Or if you want, you see that both sides have pegs. You could, if you don't want to use this entire apparatus, you could just peg in the feet into what you got there. The portholes would be located on the figure's straight, their straight legs, the ones that don't turn in, that don't have any articulation below the knees. And here's the reason why I spent so much time explaining the base. It's because some of the differences between this version and the Beasts of the Mesozoic version of Dryptosaurus are it's all in the legs. It's all in there are differences in the neck pieces too, but I'm talking about the whole leg thing. And what I'm getting at is the original came with two sets of legs, meaning the portions of the legs that go from the knees down. Out of packaging, it had the straight legs that were not articulated, and you also got another set that were articulated. The feet on those legs were they were attached via a ball joint. The straight legs, of course, was just one solid piece of plastic, both legs. Here with the Cyberzoic version, he only comes with one set of legs, and they're articulated, so you get that. And the differences are really here in the feet. The feet aren't on ball joints here, dumbbell joints. They're on actual ball hinges. So that gives you more range, which is a plus. But the minus is because of the weight of the figure. This is a nice size figure, 16 inches. The weight, you can tell, is all up here. Dryptosaurus is one of those unusual tyrannosaurids that had long arms, as you could see. So all the weight was up there in the front. So it is making the figure tip over when you get to the trying to stand it on its own, just straight up and down. I probably can get it to stand on its own if I make it a little bit more dynamic. We'll see. The other feet are able to accommodate those pegs, so that will help in any event. So those are the differences with our in terms of articulation. Here are our two versions together, and as you can see, the original version with the straight legs, solid legs, with some doing, can stand on its own. If you want to put them in just a vanilla pose, kind of like what I have them there with the head kind of up, it does stand on its own. Like I said, the Cyberzoic version doesn't come with static legs. So, it is what it is when it comes to that. And this is about to fall over. I saw that a mile away because it is still, front heavy, like I said. But it will stand if you... the main thing is you've got to get those legs separated on the older version. And I suspect you'll have to do that with the newer one when you use some of the other feet. Anyhow, I'm not going to go through the articulation of Dryptosaurus per se. I'll leave a link to my previous video for the Tyrannosaur Series version to go through all of that. I will I'll show close-ups of the feet so you can see that ball hinge. And the only other difference that I'll show is the neck, because part of that upgrade set is a new neck. And I'll show you what's going on with the older neck, and then I'll remove him off the screen. So the older neck, you can't get the head to move but so much. I mean, that was decent, especially for the time. Getting action figure dinos is definitely revolutionary to me, So you could get that much down, up, and that was basically what was going on. And I've got the static feet, so I can't show you the ball joint that the feet are connected to. However, with our Cyberzoic version, move that out, and I guess the first thing I can do is mess with the neck, because this new version has all the new parts to begin with. No need for an upgrade. It came upgraded. So you get more turn with the neck. Definitely more range, turning, especially you could tell looking away. I can get it to almost look totally towards the wall there. So definitely an improvement on the neck for sure. In terms of the feet, I don't know if I can get this close enough for you guys to see, but I will try. The best thing for me to do was to remove the lower leg entirely. So maybe you could see what I'm talking about. Look right there, and you can see the hinge right there. That gives, it's still a ball, and that still works, but you get the hinge, which gives more range. I'm loving this. I hope they come up with upgrade parts for all of their bipedal animals, meaning the theropods, because that's really all they have. We're not going to get a biped vegetarian herbivore until we get the Pachycephalosaurus, which should be coming out in a few weeks. But you could see that hinge right there. So that's definitely giving more range. And the ball part, actually, the ball part is fused. It's fixed. I thought maybe you could still swivel, but you can still pivot, and you get great pivot too now. That's another great thing. I didn't even notice the range of the pivot. That's great. So that shows you the differences with the new legs and the new neck versus the old. I've got to serve up a retraction. Earlier I had mentioned about peg holes at the bottom of feet, but that would be if it came with the straight legs below the knees. This figure doesn't come with those, so none of its feet have any portholes. So the base isn't specifically for Dryptosaurus. You could use it for something else from CBS if you so chose. So that's my retraction. Now to talk about the color scheme of this animal, which is absolutely, I'm loving it. I loved the the like rustic kind of brown, orange kind of brown on the previous version. I love that a lot. Looked very good, and this looks great. I think because the whole scheme, the whole feather scheme is so light, the feathering stands out more so than on the original. The original, you could tell it had the main, if you want to call it that, of feathers, but because of how dark it was, and it didn't really have the unless you looked very close, because of how dark it was, you couldn't really tell the detail until you got really up on it. This, you can see the detail at a distance because of the light color, and of course that brown overspray really hooked it up. And as far as the skull, that is some great coloring going on right there. I'm seeing there's it's kind of unusual that the mouth is purple, but pretty cool. The teeth are nice, individually painted, and the claws are like a tan color, both feet and forearms, pretty nice. And the fur, as you can see, just like on the first one, goes all the way down until it ends just above mid-tail. So very nice. Now I probably won't be able to stand him up again. Ah, what luck! It worked, but he's out of he's out of the picture because I moved the base some. So let me just do that and get him in the shot before we kind of sort of get out of here. I'm glad that both versions, different colors, and that because they're action figures and they can be posed, I can have them together in a scene, and you see the differences, and they can be posed differently. It's not just a variant color difference; they can be posed differently. So that's what I love. That's why I never get doubles from Howling Good, who specialize in giving you more than one version of their models. So there you have it. And as you can see, I do have it standing on its own without the base. And yeah, a combination of steppers and the feet that it came in packaging, that are the toes are widespread to give it more balance. Uh, it can work, and it's not leaned up against anything. It's standing on its own. For those that are thinking that maybe I'm cheating some kind of way, nope. So that's what you got right there, looking good. And speaking of looking good, I think this action figure looks great. I love the color scheme that the paint on the skull is crazy, and positive crazy. What's even crazier though are the mauve. I'm going to call that for the jaws, for the skin inside the mouth. It's kind of crazy. It's atypical, but I think it does work though. I'm pretty cool with that. I didn't mention the eyes. They're kind of yellowish, not quite, with black pupils. Very light yellow, almost white. I didn't mention that before, but I'm mentioning it now. Uh, the rest of it looks good. The base is like a charcoal gray. I think it's actually gray, and then it's oversprayed with kind of like a black to and the way how they coalesce and they melt, it just complements. And then with the feathering, it just sets it off. I think it's pretty cool. Uh, this is the Cyberzoic version, obviously, and I'm glad that they came out with this. We've got the upgrades. The feet are on ball hinges now, just no longer dumbbell joints, so you get more range, which is another reason why this is standing like this with the animal as horizontal as I could get it. If I had lifted the camera up to point it down a little bit more, you'd be able to tell exactly how horizontal I've got this guy. He's almost rocking 9 to 3 o'clock for sure. Trust me, it can be done. It looks good, and that's always my goal with beasts of the Mesozoic. They're theropods. I always want to get them as horizontally as possible because that's how they walked. You know, maybe if you have them in a standing pose, you could have them raise up, and that's cool. But when they're moving, they're basically, you know, left to right, horizontal. You're talking 9 o'clock to 3, or the other way around, 3 to 9. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I'm able to achieve poses like that, and I believe even more so with this new scheme with the feet. Also, the neck. We got the new upgraded neck on this guy, and you can get more range turning. That's also great. I love that for sure. And I don't know if you know, they revisit the everything previous with the upgrade kits, but I'm here for it if they do. I believe they. I don't know if they had one for the Tyrannosaurus Rex back in the day or not, or they're planning on one. I didn't get it. I was like cool with the one I had, even though it was, you know, just from its sheer size, it was quite limited. I may have to revisit that now. And now that I've experienced this guy, I see the benefits of the upgrade. Of course, the downside is that under normal circumstances, just trying to vanilla pose it can't handle its own weight. That's where the base that's included comes in. So at least we have that. So that offsets that caveat, that con. Anyhow, I think this is a very nice figure. Very, very nice. I'm glad I got it. And I can't wait to come up with a nice scene where I'll have it and the first version together, stalking the East Coast landscape. Yes, indeed. Anyway, let me know down below what you guys think of the Dryptosaurus, Cyberzoic style, and put that in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you know, whatever. Give me a like or something down there. Definitely subscribe if you haven't done so already. Be much appreciated. And hit the notification bell for the next time I upload a video, which is going to be soon because, as I promised before, I'm going to switch out the existing legs on the previous Dryptosaurus with the upgrade kit. That's coming next. So until then, guys, take care. Rexosaurus Rex, I'm out. Peace.